Now, so first topic is how to configure IP address in Linux machine. Okay, last sessions we have seen what exactly is IP address. Today we are going to see how to configure IP address in Linux. To configure IP address in Linux, you have two methods. One is graphical, one is with the command line. So for the command line, you will go activities, terminal, sorry, activities to application. Here is the settings. In the settings, when you scroll down, you will find the option network. In this visible. So in this network, here you will get the option setting. You have to go in the setting IPv4. If you want to use internet, then you will set it to automatic. Okay, so it will obtain IP address from DSCP. If you want to create your own network, you want to configure IP manually, then you will click on manual and then accordingly you will configure the IP address, subnet mask and all. So any private IP address we can take and then apply. When you open, for you it might be off. Okay, and this one connect automatically. You have to check mark here also. Okay, so here you have to configure IP, check mark in connect automatically, apply, and then you will see it will be turned off, or if not, then you have to turn it on. Okay, so this is the way how we configure IP address. When you configure IP address, you will see here this network icon will appear. Okay, I taught you now on that day we can use any private IP address, class B, C, any private IP address you can configure, no need to ask. After this close, and here is the command ifconfig enp0s3. enp0s3 is the interface name, and here you can see our IP address is set to 192.168.1.1.100. Okay. After 192.168 we can take any network ID and then any host ID. Done. Similarly, we will configure on Windows machine also. In Windows ncpa.cpl. You have to type command in run. ncpa.cpl. Here you have to see virtual box host only adapter. Okay. Here you have to right click properties. Internet Protocol version 4 properties. And then here also you can see if it is DHCP then obtain IP automatically. If not, you want to configure manually, then you will configure. So the network part, 3 blocks value should be same. After that you can give any value. Then subnet mask and then you have to press done. Then click OK and close. After this, go in devices, network setting. This setting is required if you are using virtual environment. In real environment, it is not required. In the network setting, here you have to make sure it should be host adapter. For you, it will be NAT. So you have to change to host only adapter and then OK. Done. Then to test the connectivity, ping with the IP address of Windows machine 101. You see, we are getting the reply. Control C to stop. If you are not getting reply, if you are facing any issue, let me know. Done for all. Hmm? Anyone? This problem? Then this one, pinging also. Okay. Now you see, if I want to change the IP address through CLI, so where this configuration is stored in etc sysconfig network minus script ifcfg minus enp0s3. So here enp0s3 is the name of interface. So this is the configuration file. Okay, where you can go change the IP address, everything accordingly. When you open this file, you will see in the last this IP address what you have set displays here. You can go in the insert mode, edit this, and accordingly the IP address will change. Save and exit. Okay, whatever IP you want to set. Then Then systemctl restart network manager NNM capital here. So this is the service. After this you need to restart. Then ifconfig enp0s3 down to disable and up to enable, and this to verify the new IP address you can see. So what we have to do? First change in the configuration file, then restart the network manager service, then one time make your interface down, then up. After that you verify, you will see your new changed IP address. Done? Any problem? Done for you? Yes or no? Okay. So now how to change the host name? If you want to see the host name is the command. If you want to change, we have vi etc host name. Go inside this, you can see there is the name. I want to change, restart the service. Not minus a, I think you see it is changed to Linux. And so if you close and open, then you will be able to see the new change. Okay, so we have to go in via etc host name, change the name, and then we have to restart the network service. After that, close and reopen your terminal, you will be able to see the change. Or if you don't want, just check with the hostname command. And now to access this device remotely, okay, let me exit and show you that the name is changed here in prompt also. Now it change the Linux 100 showing here also. I want to log in on this device remotely. For that we have SSH, secure self. So how we can log in remotely? You open command prompt of your Windows machine. There you have to write SSH space username at the rate machine IP address. Okay. Yes. Password of the root user. We are on which machine? Linux machine. Is it clear? So SSH is used for remote login. So one option is this one. Another option is putty. If you have this putty software, then you can type IP address, accept. It will ask you username, login as root, then your password. So both the options are there. Either you use command prompt or you can use putty for remote login. Any confusion? Clear? Is it done? Can I move further? Anyone is facing problem in performing this practical? No? Okay. So we have done how to configure IP address, how to change host name, How to access devices remotely using SSH in Linux. Now after this, the next we have configuring managing network done, SSH is done, services and daemon. Services daemon, AC Linux firewall. This we will complete today, and if we get time, we'll try to complete. Okay, when we complete, then we'll add it. These two things. Then it remains SCP and Apache. So let us start with AC Linux, sorry, services and daemon. So what exactly is a service? So service is a program which responds to request. So when we request the program which responds, that is called service, or we say it as a server also. Okay. Now what is a daemon? Daemon is a service process which is going to run in the background. So we are managing only services. So in the service management, what we are going to do? So we are going to see the service configuration like DHCP, Apache, then NFS. So these all are services which we are going to configure and see the effect, how to configure that service and how to access from client side. But in this management, we are going to learn that how to check any services is running or stop. That is service status. So service status we can check with the command systemctl status and name of the service. So just now we have accessed sshd. Service name is sshd. Here you see what it is showing, active and running. If you want to check the status of firewall service, firewall D, Apache service, HTTP D, NFS service, NFSD, like that. There are the, sorry, not NFSD, I think it is only NFS. No, NFSD. Hmm, I think for NFS we have, uh, wait, RPC bind one service, which we can see the status. Another is I think NFS 4, I think. NFS, oh, no, 3. Ah, the problem is service is not there. Na? Why it is not showing? We have not installed that service. By default, NFS service is not installed. That's why we are not able to see. Similarly, if we try for DHCPD running on this, but receive packet fail because we have not configured it. DHCP. So I hope now you understand how to check whether any service is running or not, if it is stopped or not. Now the next is we can start, restart, enable, disable, stop. Start, temporary start. I will start, it will work. When the device reboot, as per the permanent setting, either it will start or stop. So there are two type of setting, temporary, permanent. For temporary start, start. Temporary stop, stop. Permanent start, enable. Permanent stop, disable. So permanent means based on that, when the computer is going to start, when the server is going to start, it will see if this service is enabled, it will start on the same time. When the system is going to boot, when it is mentioned as a disable, even if you have started now, on that time it will get again stop. So just to see systemctl stop sshd. So what we have done, we have stopped the service sshd. You see, the status is inactive, dead. But you see the service is enabled. Enabled means when we are going to boot on that time, it will start automatically. Understood? So now, just now we have accessed SSH, right? Try to open again. Are we able to access? What is the reason? Connection refused. Service is stopped. To start the service, we have view adjustment. We have to start it. Now you see the status. Service is running. When the service is running and then you try to access it, you are able to access now. Understood the importance of service management. We need to know it is a very good part of configuration as well as troubleshooting. Important part of it. So when we configure the service and we don't start, it will not work. If we have done everything, it was running fine, now it is not running fine. We can check with this commands. So I hope these services and daemon options are clear. What does it mean? These all commands. Hmm? That is the reason we were making changes in the network side. We were restarting network manager service. Okay. So sometimes we update the changes using restarting the services. So when we restart the services based on the current configuration, it will access. Now, what next we have? That is next we have that is firewall. So what exactly is a firewall? Selinux and Firewall. So Selinux is a kernel security module. Kernel security module means it applies a security on that level. So when we configure any services, if someone is trying to access based on the permission of that service, it will access or not. Okay. So when someone is trying to access, so we define some access control security policies. Okay. So here there are two type of mode, permissive and enforcing. So permissive means if you define any rule. So based on that rule, it will not allow or stop. It will allow only. But it will create a log, record that who has access at what time. That is permissive mode. Enforcing mode, if you have blocked anything, means blocked. If you have allowed, means allowed. Okay. If something is blocked, it will not allow. But in permissive mode, it will allow, but it will just create a record that at this time, these things has been accessed by you. Okay. So in this SLA next, we are not going to see here the context how to write. When we configure the services, there we will see how to write. So here, how to know in which mode my SE Linux is? We have command get enforce. It is in enforcing mode. If I want to change, we have command set enforce 0. Now the mode is permissive. I want to set it to enforcing, set enforce 1. Is it clear? So we can change the SE Linux modes. What is enforcing? Now next coming to firewall. What exactly is a firewall? So firewall is like a security guard. If you hire any security guard, what your security guard will do? Huh? It will allow someone to enter or it will not allow someone to enter. But if it is a new firewall, what it will do? It will not do anything. It will not block anything, it will allow everything because you have not defined the rule. When you define the rule, when you tell to the security guard whom to allow, whom to block, then only firewall will do. And by default, when he is a new security guard, he is going to stop everyone. Correct? Because he is new, you don't know. So he will stop everyone. And then he will check with you what to do. Or generally, no, no, no. You have to show the proof or you have to prove that you are authorized to come inside or something like that. So firewall is also the same. By default, everything blocked. So if you allow anything, that is allowed. So firewall is a software or hardware which is going to filter incoming and outgoing traffic both based on the rule defined by administrator. So if administrator is going to define any rule, based on that it is going to work. Clear? First, software firewall. So what is software firewall? In every operating system, we have the firewall, Windows firewall, Linux firewall. That is what? Software firewall. With the antivirus also, we have the firewall. But those firewall, if you see, it is going to protect that machine only. If it is a Windows firewall, it will protect only this laptop. It will not protect your laptop. So every software firewall is going to protect a single device. There is another thing called hardware firewall. So hardware firewall, because it is a hardware, whatever traffic passes from it, it will get filtered. So to protect entire network, we use hardware firewall, and that is placed near to router. Okay. Another one more type of firewall, that is web application firewall. So what exactly is a web application firewall? Nowadays you are using apps for ticket booking, movie, shopping, banking. So your app is web application. In short, we say apps. So these web applications are mostly targeted nowadays by the attackers because here is the main money and the information. So they attack. So if they are targeting the web application servers, we need more protection, jet plus security. So what we have to do? Already security is there. Network firewall is there, OS firewall is there. Plus we will put one more firewall, web application firewall. What it is going to do? Normal firewall will check only IP address and port number, protocol, which protocol you want to communicate, what is your IP, allowed or denied. It will check the behavior. So it knows all the patterns of the attack. This web application firewall. There are some information that is called signatures. So based on that, it will match. If your behavior matches this attack, means block. Okay. So based on the header level information, protocol level information, it is going to protect. Plus, we are having a lot of options nowadays in the web to protect any web application servers. So nowadays, all the banking, where I go for the training and all, what I do, in these all things I train. What exactly is this web, how to configure, how to work in the real environment. These banks, these our security data centers, where our all informations are there. They use this. Else suppose where all the citizen informations are stored, if it is hacked, then security compromise for the country. So they use this lot of level of securities to protect the data. Okay. Now we have different zones. So zones means what? Here zones means area. So this network is divided in logical areas, that these 4 5 devices will be in demilitarized zone. Means I've created one area, demilitarized zone where public users can access. This will be completely in block zone, no outsider cannot access. These things will be in drop zones. So like that there are different zones based on the critical applications information. We divide our network in logical zones and we place the devices in those zones. And based on this, by default, firewall has the rules that what type of things will happen or not. For example, you see, drop zone, all incoming network connections are dropped. Only outgoing connection is allowed. So if anyone is trying to access, no, you cannot. This side only if it tries to connect. Okay. So different zones are there in the firewall. So if you want to install firewall in a graphical user interface, if you see it will be only in command line user interface. You see, it is there. Why it is there? Because I have installed it. How to verify it is installed or not? Yum is yum repo list. You see, yum is configured and I have installed. Yum remove firewall minus config. So this is the package name firewall minus config, which is required to install firewall in a graphical option. So here you see firewall will not be by default in yours. Okay. So what you have to do, either using yum or rpm, you have to install the firewall minus config package if you want firewall to install, manage graphically. You see, once it is installed, then we can see firewall is there as a graphical option. You see, but it is not mandatory that we should have graphical option. By default, command line is installed in all the machines. So here you can see block BMZ external leaf. These are the services. If you want to allow any service, just check mark. That is enough. Okay. Two type of environment: runtime and permanent. Runtime means temporary. If you want to allow permanent, you will select permanent and accordingly you will allow. Okay. So this is the graphical management. Let us come back to command line management of this firewall. I want to see the zones. Firewall minus cmd minus minus get minus zones. See, it will list you all the zone names. You want to know what is your default zone? Get minus default minus zone. Public. Okay. Now, if you want to list what are the services allowed through my zone, you see, these are the services allowed. Understood? So here you will see SSH service is also allowed. SSH. So if I block it, okay, like you see, remove minus service equal to SSH. So now SSH service is not in the list, you see. Services list, SSH is not there. I have removed with the command. Okay. Now if someone is trying to access it from outside, SSH root at the rate 192.168.1.200, not able to, because it is not allowed through firewall. So when we allow, then only we will be able to. Clear? How to allow? If suppose this service is not added, add. Okay. Now you see in the list, SSH is there. If you want to access, type the same command you see. Now it is accessible. Understood the effect of firewall? Service should be running in the troubleshooting. Generally, we see we verify in the firewall whether it is allowed or not. Now you see these are the commands. Like if you want to see any specific zone, that what are the services allowed, like block zone, demilitarized zone, then you can type like this. To see the status of firewall service, it is running or stop. To stop the firewall service, okay. To permanently stop, to start the service. So these are the commands. Next is whenever you add any service permanent, okay, like here last you have to write hyphen hyphen permanent, means permanently it will add. If you don't give, then temporarily it will be add. So if you add any service permanently, then you have to restart the firewall service or reload the firewall service to take the effect. Else when the when the machine is going to start, on that time it will take effect. If you want to remove any service, permanent, use permanent. If you don't use permanent word, means temporary it will remove. Okay. If you want to see the temporary service, list minus service. Permanent service, hyphen hyphen permanent you have to add the word. If you want to allow any specific protocol port number, hyphen hyphen add port, and whether the port number is TCP or UDP, that you have to define and then add. Temporary, then don't use word permanent. Permanent, use word permanent. You want to see the which are the ports allowed, you can see with the command hyphen hyphen list. And this is called rich rules. Rich rule means you want to allow or block a specific service from a specific computer. Like I want this service is allowed only from that computer. So that computer IP we are going to give. So how it is written, you see. Add rich rule family based on IP address. Source IP address is this, then port number 22 of the TCP, accept. If you don't want, reject. Understood? So this is the way how we can write rules. So firewall is nothing simple, a security feature which allows or deny based on the rule defined by administrator. Okay. So do you have any doubt in writing these rules? Okay. So whenever in future you get a chance to manage Linux server, you can use these things to write the rules. Okay. Now it remains here SCP and Apache service. See, we left on that time, if you remember, this one, 14 security firewalls services. Configuring network, we have done. Now it remains this all, in which we have done just now SSH, how to access, and this and many things. So if you need a break of 5 minutes to get refreshed, or we continue. You are able to digest now? Huh? Okay. So we are going to start this SCP, DSCP, NFS. We'll see how much we can. Okay. And whatever remains, that we'll see in tomorrow's class. So most probably tomorrow will be your last session. Okay, so before we move there, let me share you the resume and interview questions. I think last time I've shared, no? No? And I'll explain that also. 7 a.m., 8 p.m., 7 p.m. just now finished. Huh? See here, in this resume, what are the things you have to keep in mind? These are the first Linux interview questions. If you honestly go through these all questions, you will be able to crack the next level of interview. Whatever I've taught, interview questions will be only from that. Nothing apart. So there are some things which we need to do before we start any interview. Like before the interview, check with the recruiter. You cannot call because it is from the basin. If it is direct, then whenever they are calling, research about the company. So what are the options you have to research? Check Google review of those companies. You will get from the employer. If any employer faces any issue in the company, definitely they will write the review on the Google. Okay. For just as an example, if I write a star line, okay, so a star line is what? It is a company. I want to know about the star line. Who is the company? What it is exactly? What founded? Okay. So I want to know about this. Like for this is the like address and all. Then when you go there, there will be option of review. So when you go for the review, newest, you'll come to know about this all. What exactly is company good, bad. Okay. Similarly, for example, array networks, it is also a company. So now I want to know about it. This Google review, okay, or just like Glassdoor and all, array guard, portal, web service. You see, Glassdoor. So Glassdoor is a place where people go and write the review. Okay, about the company. You have to go there. There, if you see, you will come to know about the company rating. Okay, you see 4.4. Okay, 80% would 87% would become into a friend. Okay, then what is the advantage? What is the disadvantages in that company? Okay, see, interview we have given on this time, ask the questions, first year math, two got selected. So people will write positive, negative, everything, but what you have to do, you have to go check all the things. Similarly, you will come to know about the salaries, you will come to know about other things, average. So they will ask you to log in with the Google, and you have to just go through the reviews first. Similarly, uh, after this, suppose I want to know Infosys electronic city. Suppose they said that you are going to have interview there, or you will be joining on that place. So you have to go in that building location. Okay. Then here, when you select any address, for example, I want to go on this Hosur road. Okay, this is the company where I will be working. Go in the review, and here you will get all the review about this from the company's employee. With other company policies are bad, you see. Similarly, people will write, okay, if they have any pain, they will write here or either on Glassdoor. So you can check from this. Similarly, we have option on Naukri.com also to review this options. So that's what it is written here. Research about the company, understand the job requirement. Job requirement means what? Sometime when you are going to apply for the job, You are just seeing it as a job, but you don't know what you will do there, whether you are comfortable in that job or not. So everything you have to see. Recently, I checked with one of my student. He said, "I am ready to do any job like night shift, day shift in the company." I said, "Don't accept anything like this, because what interviewer are going to do at the time of interview, they will ask you everything. They will tell you if you need to work extended hour, are you ready? Sometime you have to work in your weekends also, are you ready? So why? And if you accept and later you say no, it's a problem. Better we say no earlier. Okay, there is a lot of jobs available in the market if you have the knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge, for you there is no opening in the market, very clear. Still, if you see, there is a lot of position open. So, how we will know that what are the things I have to do in the company? So, for this, you have to write like LinkedIn. So, in the LinkedIn, when you log in, create your profile here. I hope all of you know how to create the profile. Okay, if you don't have, you can go through these all things. Okay, here is the option. First, I will show you the profile. You have to go create your profile, like you have to give a good photograph, okay, where you looks the professional. If there is anything background, you said else not required. You see how your profile will look. Okay, so this is like your last qualification, what you have done. Open to work, then it will show you here as a badge, open to work. So they search here in the title, don't write I am do this, just what you are doing currently. And after that, what are the technologies you know. Okay, so technologies or keywords are very important when people are searching. For example, if I search trainer, that's it. So here it will show me job, group, post, people. I want to search people who are trainers. You see it is showing now current trainer in the program. So based on that, it is going to find out. So if I need someone who has done cloud computing, so what I will write, cloud computing or any specific thing, and then I'll search people, then it will show their profiles. So that's why keywords are very important when you are creating the profile, whether it is in Naukri or LinkedIn. Okay, like you see, lot of people are there. Similarly, I want to search for AWS. So these all people are working for AWS, Wayanad, Bangalore. So wherever they have mentioned AWS as a skill, you see, it got filtered. CCNA. I need someone who has done CCNA. So I will search in this way. I will get the people who have done CCNA. So this is how your profile will get highlighted. Understood? So see, these all things are coming up. Those who have given like this. So it is very important. We highlight things here. Now after this, this is your summary. What you have done. Okay. Then these are the experiences. What you have done, where you have done, all those things. Okay. Then license and certification. This license and certification is very simple. There is a LinkedIn Learning Academy. You log in there. Small courses of 1 hour, 2 hours. Just complete. You will get the badge and you will add here. Okay. So you see, for me, lot of certifications are there. Influencing others, interpersonal communication skills, time management, working remotely, CCNA, CCNP. These all things we can have as a certification. For cloud also, you can take the same. Languages, which languages you know better that you can. So I hope you can create your profile. Now here is the option job. With this job, what job you need. I need cloud computing job. So you will come to know all the list where they need cloud computing. Okay. See, here is the your impact means what you are going to do in the company, and qualification, what qualification they need. You see, for me, it will show of my level. You see, cloud infrastructure, AWS, Azure, GCP, OCI, Alibaba, Juniper, Nexus, lot of things are there. At my level, it is showing this all. When you search, it will show as per your level. You see, cloud support engineer. Every day will bring new and exciting challenges of the job while you are. So, what are the things you need? A day in the life, every day, these are the things. Basic qualification, what are the things they need? So, whenever you are defining the key skills in your resume or on the portal, try to go through these job descriptions on the job portals and find out which keywords are most trending keywords, which keywords are similar in most of the jobs, that you have to mention in your profile. Then your profile will get highlighted. Understood? Else you write very good anything, doesn't make any difference. Okay, so like this I can apply directly. I will click here, apply. And the fact of the job market is, even if you have very good knowledge, everything, reference is very important. As a fresher, as experienced, whatever you are, if you have a reference, that will make the difference. Because if you have reference, then only your resume will reach to the interviewer table immediately, else you will be in a queue of hundreds or thousands. So that's why, instead of creating friends on Facebook and Instagram, try to make friends on LinkedIn. And whom, don't just see who is looking very smart, is having very much experience. That doesn't make any sense. Target your field. I want to have job in cloud computing. I will make only friend request on LinkedIn to the person who is already working in cloud computing. Advantage, if you find any job, he will click, he will like, if he like only or he give any comment, it will come to my news feed. Okay. Someone is in sales. If he is my connection, what is the benefit? No benefit. He will only like share the post of sales related thing. That is waste for me. Try to connect HRs. If they post anything, you will be able to get. Understood? This is the way. Now in the Naukri on cloud computing, so like this you can search jobs in Bangalore, you will be able to see this all. You will see the jobs, you will apply, you see cloud intern is there. So a lot of companies post even on LinkedIn and Naukri, it will be fraud. That is the fact. So you cannot filter at this level. You have to interact with them, then only you will come to know that what type of people are fraud and what type of people are genuine. Okay, so there is no specific condition how you will find out. Only two three things are there in LinkedIn. If someone posts jobs and say just comment, like or share, I will view your profile, that is totally fake. If they give official email ID down, that if you need send on this, send your CV on this, then you have to send. While sending CV or emailing to anyone, in the subject line you have to mention, okay, application for the position of this, the opening, and then you write that I have seen and this, and whatever summary of your skills, and then attach your resume. So I am attaching resume for your reference like this. Got it? So I hope this Naukri and LinkedIn profile you will be able to create, and after that, if you want, you can show it to me. If there is any changes required, I'll suggest. These are the some common questions. For some questions, I have written answer. For some, I have not written because I've already taught a lot of things. So you have to find out by your own. If you are facing any issue, you are not able to get the answer, then you can reach out. So these are the interview questions. If you go through, that is more than enough for you to pass in the interview. Now coming to the resume, if you are already working professional, whatever resume format you have, that is okay. But don't mention that I have four brothers, three sisters. So these all things are waste for the company. Even in your introduction, also don't mention this. My name is this. I am from this. My father name is this. I have this much brother, this much sister. Who you are? You are a robot for the company, machine. They don't think you as a human being. So what you have to do? You have to tell like this is a mobile phone. So what you will say? There is a Realme 10 also, 20 also. You want to listen? No. If I am purchasing this, I want to know feature of this only. I don't want to listen. What other series of Realme is there? So what are the features you have? And what feature you will tell? Based on the customer requirement. If you are a good salesman, you will not show and start explaining the features. First, you will see whenever you go to purchase anything. If he is a good salesman, he will ask what you are looking for, what is your budget, and then he will start suggesting on that. So you have to be your own salesman. So how you can be? By seeing the job description. What company wants, that you have to show. Company wants CCNA and you are saying, I am very much expert in Linux. What they will do with your expertise in Linux? I am very good in cloud computing. What they will do with your cloud computing? You have to focus, you have to highlight your key skills, what they need. First, those all things. Then addition to this, I know these all things also. But first you have to highlight what customer need. Understood? So you will sell yourself to your customer, your skills. No need to sell yourself. Selling yourself means what? If company says, are you ready to work off hours? Yes, sir. Weekend? Yes, sir. That is, you are selling yourself to the company. We are human. We need work-life balance. Even we are a fresher, we don't compromise. Week off, directly ask how many working days in a week. Five means five. Fixed off Saturday, Sunday, or rotational off. Clearly, you have to ask why you are afraid. They are not giving, they are not doing any mercy on you and giving the job. They will give you job only if they need whatever they need, that skills are in you. Then only they will not spend a single rupees on you as a salary if that skill is not in you. So if skill is in you, that's what you want, you take. Like you go in the vegetable market, what they say? This is the price and this is the status, whether it is a stale or fresh vegetable. If you want to take, take, else go to other shop. There is two, three ways to say the same. Rudely, politely, in a different way. So it's all up to you how you are going to deal. Okay, so in the resume, you have to see, I have mentioned only what? Name, email ID, mobile number. Okay. Then objective, what is your objective? To make a career or to make money? What is the fact? To make money, not to make career. But professionally, we cannot say these all things. They also know. So we have to write something like this, stories. So whatever stories, AI is there. Find a good story, mention it there. Then academic profile. You have to mention what you have done, when you have done these all things. Then technical skills, what you know, and whenever you are defining these technical skills, be careful. Here I have mentioned what generally company need. But if you mention these all things in your resume, you should be able to answer on those topics. If they see these skills, they will ask question from that skills only. So you have to prepare accordingly. Like you see in Linux, I've taught lot of things, but here only mention user group, creating files, partition NVM, disk utilization, future tasks, package management, files folder, transferring file services, daemon, ACL, and some of the services. Finished. Not much more. Project in Linux, there is nothing as a project, but if you want, you can mention that configuring Apache web server, configuring a file server using NFS to share all the files, to store all the files on central location and share from there. So this type of thing you can write. Training and certification from Basins, I have done this, you can mention. Nationality, Indian definitely. Location, current location, where you are searching for the job, that should be your current location. Preferred, don't write anywhere in India. For me, anywhere in world is okay. Whether any type of country it is. For you, wherever you are okay. Like you want to have job only in Bangalore, then you write preferred job location Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, like that. If you are not comfortable in other city, don't ever write it. Because what happens if you get a job opportunity, negotiation, they are giving suppose 20,000, how you will survive there in 20,000? But in your nearby town, you know the area, how much is the cost of living, everything, and you can survive there initially. Okay. Expected CTC, they will ask you how much is your expectation. So how much you will say? 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. They'll say I don't have budget. They will run. Or if you say 3 lakhs and they have a budget of 7 lakhs, so what they will do? They'll be very happy. They'll give you 3 lakhs. So better don't say in number. They'll ask you, don't say. Let them speak. So if they have budget of 7, they will start with 5. And he was thinking 3. At least you will get 2 lakhs more. Okay. So you should not say in a number. If they are forcing, then you ask. So do you have any budget for this position? Then they will speak up this much as a number. So whatever they say, immediately don't accept. Because you can say I was thinking that it's a very big company, so just praise for his company, and as per this position in the market also people are offering like this, so I was expecting this much, and based on your company definitely you will have that budget, so please check if there is any possibility like that, and then you start negotiating from that level. So like if they say 5 lakhs, you start from 6 or 7, so at least they'll jump a little bit. So whatever HR says, that is like a minimum budget. Maximum there is something. They'll not say openly the maximum limit. They'll try to hire in a very less CTC. Understood? Is it clear? Resume, you can prepare accordingly. So if you already have your resume, and you have mentioned everything, you are working somewhere, and it is in the same track, just copy the Linux key skills from here and paste it there. Rest all is okay. Because already you are getting some money, so you will write it as a current CTC. And above that, you are expecting as a expected CTC. But as a fresher, you cannot mention current CTC, you have to mention directly expected CTC. Clear? Okay, so these all things you just go through. So next class will cover Apache, DHCP, no, SCP, NFS, DHCP and Samba. Samba we can cover. I'll write all how much we can cover, that which we will see. DSCP and Sentinel. Okay. Or do you want me to cover any of this now? Hmm? Okay, so practice this all, prepare your resumes and the portals also, so that tomorrow we can discuss. So most probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we'll cover this all. We'll see this Apache, it will take 10-15 minutes. And one more thing, tomorrow we need two Linux machines. We cannot do on single. For NFS, two Linux machine is required, SCP also two Linux machines are required. On one machine, YUM should be pre-configured and all machines should be communicating with each other. So networking you have to pre-configure. I'll do for my machine, accordingly you also prepare for your machine. Okay. Then it will take very less time and we'll